Don Peoples, Deadbolt. Let's talk about it. So it's the Rock in here. Y'all know what it is, man. Roc-A-Fella Records. Jay-Z and Dame Dash. One of the most powerful brands, one of the most powerful, iconic rap labels in the game, in hip-hop history. These two brothers did that. Turned the hustle into a multi-$100 million plus operation. One of the most classic albums that ever debuted, which both of these brothers was a part of, one as a, CEO slash getting everything out, and then the other one as a rapper, was Reasonable Doubt. Reasonable Doubt, one of the most classic albums in hip-hop history. But now that Jay-Z has sued Dame Dash for Dame Dash trying to sell his rights to Reasonable Doubt and his shares of Roc-A-Fella. Yes, allegedly Dame Dash still owns 1/3 of Roc-A-Fella and the Reasonable Doubt album. Now, Dame feels like, he's entitled to sell it, and, he's entitled to get that off, He stated that Jay-Z made him an offer that he deemed to be unacceptable. Crazy how time goes and how it flies. Once upon a time, Dame Dash was equal to Jay. Now Jay is a $1 billion plus brand with him and Beyonce at the head of the entertainment black boule throne. And then you have Mr. Old Dame Dash, who, probably still got a couple M's, obviously a few investments, some cash put in a mattress or something, because Dame seen a lot of bread. He was making a lot of bread, so I know he got a couple dollars that they just don't know about. But, he's nowhere near the status that he was. And all that was by design. See, where Dame Dash fucked up at and where he messed up at was when he crossed Jay. And a lot of people might say, well, man, what do you mean, Don Peoples? What you saying? He crossed Jay, what do you mean he crossed Jay-Z, A lot of people might allude to, when he brought Cameron in and tried to make him the president of Roc-A-Fella. No, that really didn't piss Jay off too much. To be honest with you, Jay was already done with Mr. Dame Dash by this point. He was already having his exit strategy. Where Dame Dash messed up at is when he started dating Aaliyah. Now, Dame obviously scooped her after Jay, because Jay was allegedly dealing with her first, even though they were never a public couple or anything like that. You could tell by pictures and stuff and places that they would go, you see them holding hands and all type of stuff. So you could tell Dame or Jay was into Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying? And for your man to kind of go behind your back, or I don't know if it was like that or whatever, but kind of scoop your girl or your ex behind your back or get with your girl, you know what I'm saying, after you, that's always going to leave a bad taste in a dude's mouth. You know what I'm saying? Especially y'all doing business together, y'all making bread, y'all Roc-A-Fella Records. You can have any woman that you want at this time. Dame Dash is Dame Dash. He's like P. Diddy on steroids at this point, in their careers. And he could have had anything he wanted, but then he chose to deal with Aaliyah. And I think a lot of people, especially in the inside and in the industry, know that Dame used Aaliyah as a sacrifice. Allegedly. So if all these things are true, then no way would Jay-Z ever fuck with Dame like that. Or he's always going to have his foot on Dame's neck in some type of capacity, because he really despises this man. Even though they made a lot of bread together, even though, they were able to make history and drop all this, timeless music, is when he started dealing with Aaliyah. Man, that rubbed Jay the wrong way. As I think it would rub any dude the wrong way. Aaliyah was a beautiful woman, had a lot going for her at the time. And, Dame just, he messing with her. And, he allegedly had, still was dealing with his other chick. So Aaliyah was just kind of used as a pawn. And I wonder behind closed doors how Jay was really feeling about this at this time, because it was when this happened is when everything started to go downhill. You didn't really see Dame and Jay dealing with each other after him and Aaliyah. Dame and Aaliyah had started dealing with each other, and then even after her untimely death, I think this stuck with Jay, and I think Jay being the man who obviously has read the 48 Laws of Power. He applied a 48 Law of Power move on Dame Dash, and then at that point was able to, secure the bag, get with Def Jam, work that deal out, get Roc-A-Fella Records. He come back in, he's able to buy, all his catalogs, his brand back. And the only thing it looks like Dame is tied to is really like his first project and, just the Roc-A-Fella imprint in itself. And I think, Jay probably offered him a pretty decent deal. I know he offered him over 10 million or something like that. But, nowhere near the deal that Dame can probably get on the open market, and Dame recognized this. And so Dame, being strapped for cash now, trying to invest in a lot of different ventures and stuff of that nature, he's looking for a buyer for what he believes that he should be able to sell. And Jay-Z and them ain't having that. And I think he, what he did was he filed a lawsuit, but I think it's like more of a scare tactic type situation. But I think it's all based upon the Aaliyah situation, because Jay really loved that woman more than Beyonce. This was Jay's first industry love. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly he was dealing with Foxy for a minute in the industry behind closed doors, but Aaliyah, man, he really had feelings for Aaliyah. And that's really not talked about like it should, and I think it really hurt Jay-Z when Aaliyah was sacrificed, which I believe she was. So these dudes is always going to be at odds. As you can see, Biggs is back in the fold with Jay-Z, and I'm pretty sure Jaden, worked that out and bought his shares, or he might let Biggs still eat, because it ain't personal with Biggs. It's personal with Dame. Dame did some things, like I said, man, when you rocking with your brother, y'all out here in the streets, y'all getting money, you don't really go after his ex-girl or, chicks that your other, your main homie has dealt with. You getting his seconds and stuff like that, because it's always going to be feelings involved in that. There's always going to be issues. You never know what he might be thinking. And we come to find out what he was thinking, because he's never really made amends with Dame since. So this is really deep rooted. And you would wonder why, when these brothers made a lot of bread together, made history together. Was Dame belligerent, drunk at some points? Yes. But that ain't no reason to exile your brother for almost 20 years. It just looks like that this situation is going to get sloppy. I mean, Jay has endless resources. Obviously, he's cornered the game. He's risen himself to be the godfather of hip-hop and, just in general. And Dame really is not a player. Nobody will touch Dame. Anybody who deals with Dame, besides Kanye, because Kanye still deals with Dame a little bit, but you got to understand that place. Kanye came out with Dame. Dame is the one who kind of believed in him as an artist and signed him to Roc-A-Fella and, all that stuff. So, he does have some allegiance, and I know he tried to deal with Dame at certain points, but Kanye's Kanye. But anybody else, niggas won't touch Dame with a 10-foot pole because of Jay and the whole Roc Nation situation. And I think they're going to apply a lot of pressure, because Jay-Z wants this Reasonable Doubt catalog. He wants it all to himself. He doesn't want Dame attached to anything he has going on. And he wants to crush Dame. He doesn't want Dame to have any financial resources. He wants Dame out the way, surviving off peanuts, So I think ultimately Dame's going to have to come back to the table if he's strapped for cash and do business with Jay-Z. Because no matter how it goes, even if he sells it to somebody else, Jay can swoop in and do business with them unless there's some type of clause in it or whatever. But he can come and, buy it off. It might be a couple dollars more, but hey, it's the price of doing business. And Dame being in the situation that he's in, I think he knows why Jay ain't rocking with him like that. Internally he knows he did wrong and that Aaliyah situation will never die. So Dame is at a point in his life where all he can do is what you see the man doing. I commend him for being a hustler, trying to stay on his P's, trying to stay relevant, trying to make moves. But at the same time, he's to a point in his career where he doesn't have the residual. He can't eat off the Roc name. And it's crazy when you look at it. The only one who still might be good is Bleak. And Bleak can chill. You already told you, Bleak is in the wheel, laid up. He'll be a millionaire forever. But, niggas like Beans, Young Chris, Dame, niggas that you thought would always be up in some type of capacity, man, is just not there no more. It hasn't been there for a while. And and Jay seems not to care about what their financial state is or what their legacy is or getting them involved in anything. Hell, he's even doing business with Jim Jones before he even rocks with Dame like that. You feel me? He ain't even dealing with Dame, but he'll rock with Jim Jones. And, I still don't think he messed with Cameron kind of like that. But, it goes to show you that, and, Jim and Dame and Cam and all them, they supposed to be Harlem. Harlem. But it's all about the bread, man. It's all about the dollar. It ain't about nothing else. That's where the allegiance is to. And Jay got the bread, he got the power, and he got the industry. So Dame has got an uphill battle if he is going to, win this upcoming lawsuit for this reasonable doubt. Because like I said, Jay-Z has acquired everything else. This is the last missing piece. And with the history, see, think about it. If they were still brothers and Jay really respected the fact that, Dame, he really helped me and this is a tribute to our grind and what we put into this album, so you'll always be able to have a piece, to use for however you want to use it. This is your stock into what you helped me become. But like I said, some bridges, once burned, can't be crossed, can't be fixed, can't be duplicated. And what he did to Aaliyah is the sticking point. Nothing else. Nothing to do with Cam being president. Jay was already out the door. See, we gotta know our history or we're gonna be doomed to repeat it. So I think Dame Dash knows what's going on and he's in a tough situation. I just wanted to comment on it. Because a lot of people feel like, Jay is on his throat and it ain't justified. He needs to leave Lil Dame alone. Nah, man. Dame did some, when you cross the line, you got to get 48 lawed. You got to get finished. So, man, y'all get in the comment box. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Is Jay wrong for putting a stop to what Dame Dash is trying to do with the Reasonable Doubt album and obviously his stake in Roc-A-Fella? Or do you feel like, Dame is justified and he shouldn't have repercussions on all the stuff that I went over? Tell me what y'all think, man. Y'all get in, y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. It's your boy Don Peoples, man. We building the channel, man. Y'all know what it is. Deadbolt.